At this pay-per-view, Enzo Amore suffered a severe concussion and had to be taken to the hospital. This pales in comparison, however, to what the WWE Universe would have to suffer through for the following month. Big Cass's mic skills. I'll take the concussion. My fellow marks, and welcome to this, the WWE Payback 2016 edition of the Remark, a pay-per-view named after what the fans wish the WWE would do for them after waiting in line for WrestleMania. I continue to not be bitter. My name's Martin, and I didn't have enough time in between WrestleMania and Extreme Rules to write a halfway substantial script for this episode, which means I gave it at least as much thought as the WWE are giving to the US title picture. This year, Payback is brought to us from Chicago, home of the CM Punk chant. Rumor has it that residents of Chicago are known to open their windows and chant CM Punk at inclement weather, hoping it will do something. To their credit, it is more likely to get rid of a bit of nasty rain than it is to bring CM Punk back to the company. This month's expert panel kicks off with a bang. Sadly, it's not the bang of somebody slamming the door shut in Booker's face before he can get in.
If I remember last year, this was the beginning of the rise of Roman. It started right here at Payback.
Yes, before Payback of last year, Roman Reigns was an afterthought. Especially what with him main eventing WrestleMania less than a month prior to it. Nobody knew who he was, it was awkward as hell. People kept chanting who, and it sounded like boo. Go figure. Tom Phillips' stepfather Greg Hamilton has locked Tom in his bedroom until he promises to stop staying up till all hours of the night, responding to tweets in the social media lounge. Booker T's reaction to Greg Hamilton is mature and understated.
He got the ham cheeks.
I think it's adorable.
In case you needed clarification, it seems that Greg Hamilton has got them ham cheeks. Good to know. We are reminded that Shane and Stephanie are currently vying for control of the WWE product, and Jerry Lawler and Corey Graves make the mistake of displaying memory retention and logic.
The fact that we're still sitting here discussing this after the outcome at WrestleMania, you know, when Shane McMahon was defeated by The Undertaker, is absolutely ludicrous.
After WrestleMania, after Shane was beaten by The Undertaker, why is he still in charge?
Come on, guys, don't you know WrestleMania isn't canon? It's like the WWE's equivalent of the Star Wars Holiday Special, filled with cringy celebrity cameos while an upsetting-looking grizzled man pleasures himself the whole time. Dean Ambrose is fighting Chris Jericho because Jericho refused to choose Dean as his starter in the next Pokemon game. Booker T does a good job of hyping up their feud, but then halfway through Booker's speech, the cameraman decides he has better things to do than listen to Booker.
Myself, I do a lot of speaking engagement, talking to young people. Sometimes you have to go to their level. First and foremost, you got to respect that young person. I think
Kalisto and Ryback are having a rematch from WrestleMania for the US title, which is great because most people didn't get to see that match because they were either waiting to get inside the arena, have you noticed how not bitter I am, or they realized it was Kalisto versus Ryback. Corey Graves explains it best.
It's like David versus Goliath, except this year, David's a luchador.
Nailed it! The official theme for WWE Payback is Andy Black's We Don't Have to Dance. Ironically, the song features the lyric We Don't Have to Talk, which is something that Mr. Black might have told the McMahons before their 30-minute promo halfway through the show. AJ, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson are feuding with Roman Reigns and the Usos. This rivalry has been named The Club versus The Family, because if you want to make a rivalry sound intense and heated, you should definitely make it sound like it was named after your grandmother's upcoming bridge tournament. Booker T is omnipresent.
this is a heavyweight battle anywhere in the world, right here tonight.
And he is also caught in some sort of temporal rift that has rendered the passage of time meaningless.
Any given Sunday, tonight will be AJ Styles night.
Mauro Ranallo and Byron Saxton are on commentary for the kickoff show, which is baffling because without JBL, Michael Cole, or Jerry Lawler, who do we have to distract us from all the good wrestling and make everything seem something completely meaningless. We're in luck because Baron Corbin is here to do just that. Corbin takes on Dolph Ziggler, and Byron Saxton says without a trace of irony that Ziggler is one of the most successful superstars that the WWE has ever seen, making Booker T look like a well-informed genius.
He got the ham cheeks.
You know, in retrospect, you're right, Booker. He does indeed have those ham cheeks. Well put. Mauro Ranallo has a way with words.
Again, Corbin uncorks that devastating right hand that sends Ziggler to his back.
You know, he really shouldn't keep leaving his hand uncorked like that. It's going to react with the air and ruin its bouquet. In his downtime, Baron Corbin likes to moonlight as the Predator.
You know, Corbin collects skulls. It was Ziggler who crushed Corbin's cranium.
Aggressive alliteration, as always, allocated by adept analyst Mauro Ranallo there. Dolph Ziggler wins with a roll-up, causing Baron Corbin to display one of the two emotions that he's capable of feeling: smoldering indifference and smoldering rage. If he tag teamed with Roman, they'd be smoldering smugly. Coming soon on the WWE Network, it's Hogan Knows Best, the Mick Foley edition, and Camp WWE continues to push the envelope in what is considered to be mature and edgy by having humor that would be considered mildly offensive by an 11-year-old girl. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are on decade 4 of their feud, and Greg Hamilton invites Sami Zayn into the social media lounge. He would have invited Kevin Owens as well, but he knew full well that Kevin would have blocked all of Twitter's questions before Greg had a chance to ask them. What did we learn from Greg Hamilton's interview with Sami Zayn?
He got the ham cheeks.
Food for thought. Literally, cause ham. It's time for the US title match. Kalisto comes out first cause he's the champion and I'm in my happy place. I'm in my happy place. I'm in my happy place. I'm not in my happy place. I'm far, far away from my happy place. Ryback plays the heel perfectly and does CM Punk's entrance to generate heat. Well, maybe we all underestimated Ryback. Maybe he's actually a lot smarter than we'd all assumed. Then it turns out that Ryback was planning to go home and essentially leave the company following this pay-per-view, and him aping CM Punk was just him being a giant twat. So no, we didn't underestimate him. We just estimated him. Ryback and Kalisto have a surprisingly entertaining bout that is fun to watch and full of unique spots, which makes a refreshing change, as usually when we're talking about Ryback's unique spots, we're referring to his back knee. Even the expert panel has to give Ryback his props, and then immediately take them away again.
Even though he lost the best match I've ever seen Ryback have. Thanks to Kalisto.
The Pay-Per-View is officially underway, and the New Day come out to celebrate what the WWE is calling the dawn of a new era, which just happens to coincide with what they're calling the Roman Empire, because nothing says new era quite like ancient civilizations that no longer exist. Xavier Woods blows his own horn. He also brags.
I am on Twitter at Xavier Woods PhD, and my DMs are open, baby!
See, because he literally blows a horn. Okay, so it's a trombone, so the joke doesn't work. What do you want from me? I'm not a master of wordplay like Mauro Ranallo or the Booker T.
He got the ham cheeks.
You heard the man. Enzo and Cass take on the Vaudevillains in a match to determine who will take on the New Day for their tag titles at Extreme Rules. Enzo and Cass make more nostalgic references than an average LittleKuriboh video.
Let bygones be bygones. Hop in your DeLorean and go back to the future. You come out here flexing like you're Arnold. More like, hey Arnold!
Get it? Because saying things that you know what they are makes it funny somehow. At least I've always thought so. The match gets underway, and JBL doesn't care for Enzo's hairstyle.
Yeah, with that stupid blonde hair, I don't know if he's going for the tag team titles or if he's trying to run for president.
I'm going to build a wall. A great wall. This wall is going to be 70 feet tall, and you can't teach That. Bada boom, worst presidential candidate in the room. How you doing? Sadly, the match needs to be cut short due to Enzo Amore seriously injuring himself, and he needs to be rushed to the hospital, where for a change, a doctor will need to ask him how he is doing. Kevin Owens takes on Sami Zayn in their Mobius strip of a feud, and the WWE medical personnel take a page out of Ryback's book and shamelessly rip off CM Punk.
Yeah, and while we're fortunate and we have medical personnel around the ring that are the best in the world taking care of it.
The WWE insist on referring to Sami Zayn as the underdog from the underground, which is sure to catapult him right into the main event scene. Like when they launched Steve Austin's career by naming him the Jobber from Joketown. JBL is so impressed by Kevin Owens that he compares him to an Italian Renaissance diplomat. Either that or a famous lesbian talk show host.
You understand, Kevin Owens is Machiavellian.
Sami Zayn hits a Michinoku driver on Kevin Owens and follows it up with his signature move, the Blue Thunder Bomb. Or, as described by Michael Cole,
Sami Zayn. Wow! Blue Thunder Bomb!
Maybe not.
He got him there with a Blue Thunder Bomb!
Kevin Owens then hits a Blue Thunder Bomb off the top rope and tries to follow it up with a Blue Thunder Bomb, but Sami Zayn counters it into a Blue Thunder Bomb. A Blue Thunder Bomb later, and Kevin Owens comes back with a hellacious Blue Thunder Bomb. Then a failed attempt at the Blue Thunder Bomb is turned into a devastating Blue Thunder Bomb, allowing Kevin Owens to pick up the win. Next up, a talented heel takes on an underrated bald superstar. No, it's not Miz versus Cesaro just yet, it's Kevin Owens berating Byron Saxton. But then it's Miz versus Cesaro, so you get partial credit. Miz is defending his Intercontinental title, so of course he comes out first, because Gotta calm down. I've gotta get it together. Holy fuck, even Hulu is being introduced after the champion. Are you kidding me? Cesaro successfully gets the
Shouldn't this be the sharpshooter?
on the Miz. Miz taps out to it, but the referee is too distracted by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn continually doing Blue Thunder Bombs to each other to notice. Miz takes advantage and rolls Cesaro up for the win. Any other wrestler would be super pissed about this, but since Cesaro is from Switzerland, he remains neutral about the whole thing. Backstage, Stephanie McMahon is taking advice from Apollo Crews on how to get little to no reaction from the crowd instead of the boos that she always gets. And then Chris Jericho takes on Dean Ambrose, who is currently on break from shooting The Secret Life of Pets. In a hard-fought battle, Dean Ambrose picks up the win over Jericho, downgrading him from the Ayatollah of Rock and Roller to the Good Shepherd of Def Leppard. The first ever pay-per-view defense of the new WWE Women's title belt is presented with all the heraldry and respect that you've come to expect from this company, by making it all about Ric Flair and Bret Hart. Ric Flair's daughter Charlotte takes on Bret Hart's niece-in-law Natalya, and quicker than you can do the 5 moves of doom, the WWE decides that paying homage to Survivor Series 1997 is more important than elevating a title belt that they literally just introduced. Charles Robinson tells the timekeeper to ring the bell and awards the victory to Charlotte. So here's the match's participants in order of importance, starting from the top. Ric Flair, Bret Hart, the fucking referee, Natalya, and the women's champion Charlotte. She's right there. Bret Hart and Natty put Ric Flair and Charlotte into the sharpshooter in a segment so contrived that you wish Vince McMahon would hire an actual sharpshooter to put the segment out of its misery. Speaking of misery, Vince McMahon comes out and is assaulted by more CM Punk chants than a Pokemon trainer would be assaulted by Zubats while spelunking. Vince brings out Stephanie so that she can briefly acknowledge the fact that Roman Reigns viciously assaulted her at WrestleMania, before moving on to more important things like, do people like her or Shane more? That's more important than being assaulted by one of your employees, right? Sure it is. Shane comes out and counters all of Stephanie's arguments to support her being in charge of the WWE by showcasing all of these news articles that praise the state of the WWE since he has been put in a position of authority, including this one that specifically refers to him as the on-screen boss, which would imply that he's not the real boss, which would imply that all of this is fake. No, surely not. I wouldn't waste all my time talking about a show that was completely fabricated. Would I? No, surely not. I mean, only a 100% legit business would hire somebody with the acumen and intelligence of Booker T.
He got the ham cheeks.
In keeping with WWE tradition, Vince picks a winner and gives this storyline a satisfying conclusion that leaves no loose ends, and then they open up Shane's lockbox and reveal what was inside. Just kidding! Both Shane and Stephanie win so that we can drag this storyline out the way Vince drags his balls all over the wrestling business, and the lockbox is never acknowledged again because fuck you for paying attention. AJ Styles takes on Roman Reigns in a match for the World Heavyweight title, and the WWE shocks everybody by having the champion come out second. Not because they wanted to respect wrestling tradition, but because one of Roman's blue contact lenses had fallen out before the match, and they had to delay things while the entire locker room scrambled to find it. Once again, the crowd confuses everybody at home by sounding like they're booing Roman. No, but they're actually saying the French word beau, which translates to handsome. Bit pretentious of them, but nice of them to notice what a looker Roman is. The match is restarted more times than Terry Funk's career has been in the last month or so, as Shane and Stephanie try to establish their dominance and prevent this match from having a disappointing conclusion, a thing that they were completely unable to do to their own storyline. The club comes out to help AJ Styles, while the Usos continue to flesh out the deep lore of their characters by doing the exact same shit they've been doing since day one. They come to Roman's aid, presumably because Dean Ambrose got sick of being completely abandoned and upstaged by his best friend in the entire world. AJ manages to hit all of his finishers multiple times on Roman Reigns, but since the WWE keeps going back and forth on which one is his actual finisher now, none of them work. Roman Reigns tenderly strokes his glistening arm muscles, readies himself, and then plunges his body deep into AJ Styles, spearing him and basking in the afterglow of his victory. Okay, who let Vince write this part of the recap?
I'm a great storyteller.
Of course you are. Well, that's the end of this edition of the Mark Remark, so much like Damien Sandow, I'm gonna have to let you go. Best of luck in all your future endeavors, and I'll see you next time. Toodle pip!